What's up, guys? Eric Music here with another video for you. Today, we're going to be asking the question, why are they tracking your video game trophies and decisions? It's very likely that our future president, right this second, is playing Call of Duty at 13 years old. If he decided to play Red Dead Redemption and take a feminist, tie her to the railroad track, and blow her brains out, you can bet in 30 years, somebody's going to bring that up in a presidential debate saying, you know, he hates women or something of that nature. In 2010, there was a study done by the University of Rochester showing how game decisions translate into real life and what kind of effect it has on the decisions that an individual will make based on the types of decisions that they make in their video games. And they found that basically the type of game you play will determine how quickly you're able to make decisions or how good the decisions you make are. Basically, it makes you a more effective decision maker just by playing a certain genre of games. Okay, now that's very broad. That's very broad and just action games. You know, this was also almost a decade ago. So bring it into the future now. What's to say they're not doing studies on, you know, who has this specific trophy and who did this specific decision during this situation and what have you, right? Because that's real life tests. They do that in real life. Why wouldn't they do that in video games? And I'm not talking about whether or not you got the turd burglar trophy in Duke Nukem. You know, I'm pretty sure they don't give a crap about that one. But you ever had a friend come up to you and say, man, I can't believe you got that trophy on Battlefield? No, it's never happened because nobody gives a crap. You think anyone on your PlayStation Plus is going through your entire catalog of information for your profile to see which trophies you have and which trophies you don't? Because if you game a lot, you've probably got more than 10,000 trophies on there. All of them linked to specific decisions. I mean, not only is this deeply disturbing and very dangerous, just think of the implications of an invisible entity that's able to put information directly into your brain without you even knowing it through something you enjoy. Oh wait, that's already happening. This isn't new. This isn't something new in the entertainment industry. This has been happening since entertainment was entertainment. Subliminal messages and implications and underlying tones have always been there in everything that you consume. The only difference is this is so intricate and detailed and seemingly unlikely to an average individual that no one's even going to take a second look at it. Nobody's going to care. I'm sure to a lot of people it sounds like a completely whacked out conspiracy theory. But anyone who knows anything about data or understanding what buttons to push to get somebody to buy something or to get somebody to believe something, pretty sure they'd be able to see the possibility of something like that. I mean, just think about why do you think kids are buying Fortnite gear by the truckloads? It's because there's no evil salesman telling them directly to go buy it. It's molded into the system. It's molded into the gameplay itself. Capcom is putting ads directly into the paid version of the Street Fighter game. Can you imagine 25 years ago or 20, you're playing Donkey Kong and an ad popped up in the middle of it and you had to exit out of the ad? Can you imagine that? Nobody would have played it. You'd be like, are you kidding me? Everybody would be freaking out. They would be saying, oh my God, the government's coming to get us because of an advertisement that popped up while they were playing Super Mario. We know they track things like your location, your internet history, your purchase habits, what types of cards you have, your DNA profile. Pretty much anything and everything about your life they track. To say that it's not true, it's a conspiracy theory, well, do a little bit of research and you'll find out that that's not the case. Any good marketer is going to know every little detail about his target audience, all the way down to the individual. That also begs the question, who is tracking you? Who is tracking these things, all this data? Places like Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Bing, Apple, Android, all these big tech companies. And there's also the government agencies like NSA, CIA, the DHS that are also tracking this very same information for very different reasons, supposedly. The two that stick out the most to me are the most obvious: Facebook and Google. Okay, so Facebook and Google are both aimed at providing internet access or information of some kind to second and third world countries, right? Facebook had their drone thing where they're sending drones over, barely inhabited places or third world war countries, right? To provide them with internet services. They supposedly stopped it in June, but who knows if that is actually true or not. It may just be another government contract thing where they say, oh, we're not going to do that anymore. But, you find out 25 years later or 50 years later when it becomes declassified that Facebook was actually helping. I mean, how do you think we got all those stealth fighters? You think all the airplane companies just stopped working with the U.S. government? Like, no, that's not what happened. There was a big boom in technology, and all the big tech companies, which were the airplane companies of the time, told everyone they were stopping production on XYZ, and they just kept moving forward with the U.S. government. It's fact. Look it up. So both of these companies are aimed at providing information or controlling the flow of information from smaller countries into and out of smaller countries or second or third world countries. And both of them have had very serious allegations and very scary congressional hearings. Everybody remembers Zuckerberg in front of them. I mean, there's plenty of memes about it. And now we just had the one with Google in the past week or whatever, where they're asking all these questions about tracking information and how they're using the information and all that sort of stuff. And if you don't think that that's a scary proposition, you don't think that that's a really scary thing for them to know every little detail about you through your video games and how to give you information, then do a little research. And in case you didn't know, EA Games has leaked all of your personal information, including passwords, to unknown sources. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad thing to provide accessibility to these second and third world countries. I think that's something that definitely needs to be done. But when the motives are complete control over the information in and out of that area or that population, that's when it gets a little dicey. Now you might be saying, but Eric, Google would never use that information for its own gains. They would never do that. Not only would it be illegal, but people just wouldn't buy it. All right, well, try Googling the word idiot and see what pops up. Ha ha, funny, right? Obviously, he's the president of the United States, so yeah, maybe it's a little funny to pick on the president. I understand. But the man's obviously not an idiot. That's not the definition of an idiot. If he was, he wouldn't be president. He wouldn't be a billionaire. Now, people might not agree with his morals or agree with his stances on this or that or how he acts, but that doesn't make someone an idiot. That just means you don't like him. There's a difference. Imagine if it were something else. Imagine if you decided to search evil cunt. Or you decided to search demons. But now it suddenly becomes a whole nother issue. See, the problem isn't that they are manipulating the information. The problem is how they manipulate the information and to whose benefit. All right, they track these things for two main reasons. One of them is marketing. One of them is marketing to help their company grow and be more effective, more efficient ad campaigns, knowing their exact target market. That's important. That's something you have to know. Number two is more effective manipulation of beliefs and morals that may not be in line with their own. If there's a group of people out there that all believe that green is an evil color and you like green and you have the ability to, you're going to try to convince them that green is not a bad color, so they'll buy your green shit. And all of this is done either without your knowledge or with your consent. You consent to things such as your Facebook app on your phone or your Candy Crush game or whatever the latest app you downloaded on your device is, and you're prompted with the decision to either allow or deny access to your microphone, camera, texts, your SMS, emails, everything. Phone calls. Why would Candy Crush need to make a phone call? You know what I mean? Why would Diner Dash need to have access to your camera? So is all of this sounding like some whacked out conspiracy theory to you guys? And there's no good or bad decisions. There's no right or wrong. It's what would you do in this situation? What is your personality type? Right? That's more or less what they're trying to find out, is what types of decisions you would make in a given situation, which then determines your personality type, what you're likely to do if they provide you with this set of information. Okay, it's no coincidence that some of these games, the dialogue and the decisions you make are getting more and more intricate and more detailed. It's no coincidence. That's on purpose. It's in an effort to make it both more entertaining and more productive on the data side of things. This is so difficult to understand or hard to accept for so many people that there's a very good chance that it'll be 100 years or maybe a couple hundred years before historians look back and tell of the evil doings of the 21st century. So I urge you, don't be a casualty of the information war that's currently besieging every digital outlet in your entire house. Instead, check out my latest video or comb through some of the older ones and like them all, or I may show up outside your house and stare at you until you do. Don't forget to like this video, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, share it with your friends, and thank you guys for watching, and as always, peace out.